Now moving on to the next segment, students, we have global enterprises that we also refer to as multinational corporations. And when we talk about MNCs, you can imagine that they have large resources and large sort of funds in their hands. So let us see how we can remember their features in one go. We can clearly say it as SIT, where this is S, I and T, sit, बैठो, or देखो देखो, C and C, two C's, CCFM. FM can be remembered as their finances and their markets. They are superb, they are extra large, they are massive. So this way you can remember the features of global enterprises. SIT, CCFM. So here students, SIT, SIT, S represents strategies, I innovation, T technology, then C and C means capital, resources and high level of control at the central level. And then from F they have foreign collaborations, and T represents, here M represents market territory, the expansion of the market territory. So all these points you must remember as their features, students. Now let us see in great detail from NCERT. Before going to that, we have some examples of global enterprises here: Coca-Cola, Visa, FedEx, Hindustan Unilever, Shell, McDonald's, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta. Then these are the Indian companies, students, which have branches abroad: Micromax, Hero, then Bajaj, Britannia, TVS, Tata, Infosys. Even we have ONGC Videsh and Tata companies also abroad. So all these are Indian MNCs that are working as global enterprises abroad. And now let us see the features from NCERT. So always remember the features as sit, पहले बैठ जाओ, और देखो देखो इनके large finances and markets. SIT, CCFM. So now first let us discuss S, that this S represents the strategies which they have. They have great marketing strategies. They use aggressive strategies in order to increase their sales in a very short span of time. So this is what NCERT has to tell. For this they do very hardcore marketing and sales promotions, and using all the techniques of promotion to facilitate their presence of their products worldwide. Then we have I for innovation, students. Here innovation simply means that they are using highly sophisticated research and development. They have separate departments for that to provide a superb quality and designs of the existing products. They keep on changing as per the demands, and qualitative research work, it goes hand in hand, because these organizations having large resources at their disposal can afford such things to keep up their international presence. Then T represents technology, where it is said that MNCs are using the technologies. Again, there are superiorities in their methods of production. Their competitions are very tough. When we compare them with the local producers, they are very high in using the technologies. They exploit all the local resources wherever they are operating, the raw materials of that particular country, and they make use of maximum use of this computerization and capital intensive techniques in order to facilitate their production activities. Now C and C represents capital, resources and another thing is centralized control, students. So here C represents capital, means they have large financial resources at their disposal. They can raise funds from different sources because they have worldwide presence. So everywhere they have equity shares, debentures, bonds. From public also they can start straight away demand the credit facilities. They enjoy credibility as well in the capital market because of their goodwill. And another C we have for centralized control. These organizations, they have various branches worldwide, but their headquarter is situated in the host country, the home country we call it. The home country has all the controls, and the various host countries are those countries where they operate and where they have the branches. So concept of home and host countries applies to such organizations where they have centralized control. So this is all about C and C. Then we have the last point as F and M, where F stands for foreign collaborations. These enterprises, they have good collaborations in the foreign markets. They can they use the state of art technology, production methods, the brand names, and collaborate with the companies in both public and private sector using the different forms, and they are expand in the foreign market. They do not miss any opportunity to diversify and expand whenever it's possible through collaborations, and this is the main feature of such organizations. Even M is directly pointing towards expansion of market territory. They always look for the expansions beyond the physical boundaries, and whenever they get opportunities, they try to expand their presence and build up a rapport or goodwill in the territories outside. They pose as an international brand, and people know them worldwide just because of massive resources at their disposal. They can afford to do all such things. So always remember the features of MNCs as SIT, CC, FM. Now next in line, students, are the features of JVs, as we popularly call them, joint ventures. When we talk about joint ventures, it is nothing but the collaboration of two or more companies which come together and they pool off each other's resources, and they also bear and share the risks, and also share the rewards of each other's capacity utilization. So this can be possible between two or more companies, and it can be in the same country or in a different country. So all these are the points and characteristics that reflect the joint ventures. To remember them, students, you can just remember a famous short form, BCCI, Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, and MT. These are the 6 characteristics as given in your book. So with B, we denote the brand name. It establishes the brand name because it is helpful in attaining a particular rapport in the market or goodwill and stand. So it necessarily leads to establishment of the brand name. Then we have C for capacity utilization, because more companies, when they come up and collaborate with each other's facilities are well utilized, and full optimum utilization of available resources take place in such a condition. Then next, C is for lowering of cost. Of course, when there is collaboration, there is maximum utilization of resources, the cost automatically goes down due to expertise, efficiency, effectiveness, and prevalence of good reputation and extension of the marketing territory in between the two companies or more companies. Then we have I for innovation. They also work on bringing in changes by using aggressive research and development to bring up the superb quality of products in order to establish their brand name. Then M and T represents students' access to the new markets, because when two or more companies are merging and they are collaborating with each other, they have access to each other's market as well, and also they can afford to invest in the best technology, world-class technology for utilizing the capital intensive techniques for production. So these are the various features of joint ventures. Let us see what NCERT has to tell on this. So here, increased resources and capacity, as we have discussed, that it enables the joint venture to grow and expand in more quickly and efficiently, and they have all kinds of pooling of financial as well as human resources. Even the market challenges now become the opportunities, and they take advantage of each other's new markets and opportunities. They have entry into the new markets and distribution networks. With collaboration, they become very fast growing market, and they gain access to the vast territory also. And then we have access to technology, where it is said that they produce superior quality products, with that saves a lot of time, energy and investments, as they do not have to develop their own technology, rather they can use each other's capacity to get the maximum benefit, leading ultimately to reduction in the costs. Now innovation is also undertaken by such organizations. With innovation, we definitely mean that they bring up the new products and innovative products into the market as per the demands of the customer. They always remain creative and bring in something new in the same market so as to progress in the market. The cost of production ultimately falls because they are using each other's capability, and quality products are only coming, and even the raw materials cost and labor cost and workforce, they get qualified workforce and management professionals from different categories, from different areas, when they collaborate with foreign companies. So that ultimately leads to lower costs than what they were having in their home countries. Then they have established brand name. This is no doubt because everything is working in their favor. They have win-win situation that leads to both the parties get benefited in terms of increasing in their goodwill and establishment of brand name in the market, and thereby they are both in the win-win situation. We have a classic example of this, students, in the form of, in this natural gas transport sector, ExxonMobil with Indian Oil, and here we can see Mercedes-Benz with Volvo as electric charging stations. They have put in electric charging stations. So these examples you can write whenever you get questions on joint ventures. Now let us see the last form in your book, students, that is public-private partnership, popularly called as PPP model. So this public-private partnership necessarily involves both the public sector as well as the private sector. As far as this public sector is concerned, students, due to enormous funds at their disposal, they are generally the capital investors in the project, and the private segment, they contribute by managing the project or maybe by building it first and then operating for a fixed period of time and ultimately transferring the asset to the public sector. So it is run under various systems. We have like BOT, build, operate and transfer, or it can be build, own, operate and transfer BOOT system. It can also be BTO, build, transfer and operate. So these are the various forms of PPP model. This is the most conventional form, that build, operate and transfer, where for a fixed span of time the private players are allowed to build up the project and operate it for a while to extract all its expenses and finally transfer the property to the government sector or public sector. But mainly if we see this form, students, there are two entities. The government counterpart can be from ministries, the departments, the various municipalities, or it can also be a state-owned enterprise of the government. Similarly, the private one can be a local or foreign company. It can be an international company as well, which has an expertise in the field of technical and financial management. Then as far as this relationship is concerned, students, generally in the PPP model, the public sector plays an important role as they ensures the social obligations are fulfilled and the reforms and public investments are taken place successfully. So government's contribution is in the form of capital. They are the investors of the capital, and they also transfer of assets also ultimately takes place to them because it is built and managed by the private enterprise. The private sector role is their expertise basically in operations, in managing the tasks, and finally in innovations in running the project effectively and efficiently. So again, they are both in win-win situation. The entire project is completed with the partnership of both public and the private sector. The classic example of this form can be DMRC, students. Just remember, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation is a classic example. Where the public sector and private sector have joined hands to provide a extensive public transport system to the Delhiites. So I hope the chapter is entirely very clear to you. Just remember these acronyms and few important topics from the chapter on which you need to concentrate. Thank you.